Hello everybody, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh. We are doing a video now on the frequently asked questions on employment-based immigration. We often, of course, our law firm practice immigration law, but most of our cases are under employment-based EB categories, and we get often very simple questions which I wanted to answer in this video. Um, Many of the people who are filing H-1B, they ask the question, what happened if you have not received your degree yet? And is there going to be, for example, let's say people who are going to be graduating in April, but their degree will be sent to them after that. Do they qualify a master degree? USCIS have kind of said yes, although oftentimes if you don't have the degree in hand they will give you a hard time, but they'll probably issue an RFE and ask for more information, and your transcript can prove you're completing your degree. So this is something that is still you have to prove it, but in short answer, yes, you can use that if you're completing your degree. And for example, also if you need a bachelor to qualify for H1B, of course you have to prove that the bachelor's degree will be completed at that time. Now, part-time H-1B, can you file a part-time H-1B? This is something that we get. Of course you can. In fact, many professions like physicians, translators who are eligible, of course, for H-1Bs do file part-time because they work for different units and different companies. So yes, and it is doable, but it has to be done properly. Can you file a petition, uh, mostly on the H-1B, if you own the company or have more than 50% of ownership? Well, first for the H-1B, it is possible, depending if you have a board. It's not just like a sole proprietorship, one person show, it might not work. But if it is a big company, for example, there are 20 members of the board, 5 members of the board, it's a pretty substantial company, you might be able to file an H-1B under that. As for filing the PERM, the labor certification, which is the green card part, there is a case law which says it is doable, but we're ready to explain it and to prove it, and this necessity part needs to be explained, etc. So we don't recommend really using your own company to file for your perm. There might be other avenues like EB1 to file, so check with us if you need help on those. Can you transfer an H1B which is approved before October 1st? Yes, in short, yes. However, this is the problem that we face oftentimes. If you're trying to transfer something that has not kicked in, the status part might not be transferable. And lately we have seen USCIS, which is the Department of Homeland Security, coming very strong on those cases. Although back in the days we used to be, when I say back in the days, not too long time ago, we used to be able to do that. Now, the other questions we get is cap gap. Are you protected under the F1 or J1? Yes, if your OPT goes above April 1st, you might be eligible for the cap gap if your case is pending or you have been selected in the lottery or your case is approved until October 1st, as long as it passes April 1st. If it is before April 1st, you still can stay in United States, but you cannot work. So remember that rule. If OPT passes the date of April 1st, you can continue working until October 1st when your H-1B kicks in, if the H-1B is pending or it's approved. But if it terminates before April 1st, what happens then? You get you can stay in the United States legally, but you cannot work. So remember those two rules. And what happens if you are being subject to 221G? 221G, as you know, is a catch-all provisions that they use a lot at the U.S. consulate to block a lot of people. This is also known as administrative processing. Sometimes it's not that long, within 30 days, 60 days it gets clear, but some of them are really bad. There are three kinds usually. One is usually they want more information, which they correct, and they ultimately give you your visa at the US consulate. The second one, they take the case, they send it back to the H-1B. I mean, not the H-1B, but the USCIS, Department of Homeland Security. But the other one, of course, they deny it. So now I'm kind of mixing the questions. As you can see on the screen, we have a bunch of them, and I would like you to go over them as we go. It's on Pirali Law Frequently Asked Questions uh, on our website. See the link above, and I put the link in the YouTube link below. Now, the other thing that we hear a lot of times, benching, how to terminate your employees. You can read about that. We have a very good article on that. First of all, benching is not possible. Even you bench someone, you have to pay them. So there's no purpose to bench an employee. It's either you let them go or you basically find work for them. And we're talking H1B here. As for the H4, H4 EAD, there's no problem. There are certain circumstances when you don't have to pay the employee, and we have a very good article. I'll put the link also under that. It's termination of employee under 20 CFR and termination of H1B employees. So you might get an idea on that. Now, H1B's restamping or revalidation, if you transferring your employer and you leave the if you're transferring from one employer to another, you still have a stamp on your passport. You don't have to go for stamping again. I repeat that, you don't have to. But if you don't have a stamp and you're traveling abroad or you have to leave the country, you have to get a new stamp on your passport, which is the visa stamp. So be careful, you know about that. And if you need help again, please give us a call at 510-742-5887. And as for LCAs, you will see on this is kind of before the Simeo situation, but I have the Simeo YouTube on the bottom of that, so please check it too. That kind of covers the H1B amendment situation. And also the other question we get, also, of course, is corporate restructuring. And you can go on and on. We have a lot of good stuff on this link. Please check it. And again, just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, um, there are so many issues when it comes to immigration that unless the lawyer who have experience in them and can really kind of assess your situation in details, you won't be able to find a good solution. And even us, sometimes with all the permutations, we don't find a solution because there's no solution. But the truth is that luckily we find more solutions than no solutions. So please feel free to call us. You see the number on the screen, 510-742-5887. Thank you very much for listening. And anything I told you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. If you have any questions, feel free to call our office at 510-742-5887. And just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have all those nice videos coming up, so I will recommend that you try to check those videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can get more information. Thank you. Until the next video, this is Atene Pirali signing off.